Gerry Hamilton of On Texas Football at Brunswick High with Heze Kent, one of the top tight end prospects in the country. Heze, let's start with that last visit to Texas. It was your second visit to Texas. Kind of what were your takeaways? What were your thoughts?
My thoughts of it, my first time getting down there, I love Texas. I had to get back down because I went for a game, and I really wasn't into it because we had lost the playoff game second round. So I really wasn't, I was down a little bit, but I got back the second time. Texas has always been like on my mind since I was young. So, it was good for them to offer me, good for me to go up there, and I love Austin.
What is it, you said Texas has always been on your mind. When did you start kind of taking an interest in Texas?
I heard Texas has always been a good football program. So once I got here, I was like, I want to offer from Texas, and they offered me, so I was happy.
So what Texas coaches that you talked to? Is it Jeff Banks?
Yes, I talked to Banks.
When's the last time you talked to him?
I talked to him earlier, actually.
Today?
Yes, sir.
Has he been by yet?
No, sir. He comes tomorrow.
He's coming by tomorrow.
Yes,
so he'll do an in-home visit and everything?
Yes, sir.
Kind of, what are your thoughts on Coach Banks?
Banks is a cool dude. I love the way he is, like on and off the field. He acts the same, like the same he is on the field is the same he is off the field. I love how Banks is. Him and Sark, they act the same. So it's a love thing.
So when you were on that visit to Texas in April, did you sit down with Coach Sarkisian as well?
I have.
Okay, what was his message to you? What did you guys talk about?
His message to me was, don't pick the school because of a logo. Go where you act, like where you feel comfortable and where you're going to get the most play time. Sark has always been straightforward with me. He said, I come there, they want me as a tight end. So I love how they use a tight end. I love how you call the plays.
So what is it have they talked to you about what they like about you as a tight end prospect?
That I can move, I can put my hand in the dirt, I can put my hand in the dirt, I can flex out, go to receiver, I can do everything.
So, and you told me you're 6'5", 287.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about hoops for a second before we get to some other schools. So one thing I didn't know about you is you're one of the best rebounders in the state of Georgia.
Yes, sir.
So talk about your basketball background and how that helps you as a tight end and in football.
How basketball helped me in football is I can move my feet quick, get my hands early, like shoot my hands early. Basketball, it helps me like great anticipation, like where the ball is up, you go get it early. And football, like on deep ball, you can place the ball. That has helped me a lot.
So what's the key to being the best rebounder in the state? What's your knack? How do you get it done?
I just I just go get it.
Yeah.
I don't have a strategy. I don't know. I just go get it.
What was the most impressive thing about Texas on your visit?
Family.
Yeah.
How they do, like how they treat everyone. Everyone is welcome. How the team is, like team bonding and everything. How the coaches is with the players. I just love the team bonding.
Did you talk to any current players on the Texas team when you were there?
I talked to Maury Winston, the freshman tight end coming right now. I talked to Spencer, the tight end that's there now. Yes. I talked to KJ,
Lacey,
the quarterback. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Did you know any of those guys previously?
I knew Maury Winston.
Okay.
And I didn't really know anybody else. Well, Jamie French.
Okay.
And Dylan McCutcheon. I think.
Yeah.
Talked to them. I knew them from like the past visits and
right.
stuff. I talked to Arch a couple times.
What did you ask them any questions about Texas, or what did they tell you about Texas? Their time.
They was just like you're supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you watch Texas play, what games did you watch them this year? Be on TV or not?
Texas, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Texas, Georgia, and Texas, Kentucky.
Okay. What was that home atmosphere like, the Kentucky game? You said obviously you're a little down because y'all lost in the playoffs. What was that like?
It was still amazing. Texas fans are amazing because it's a college town. You have no NFL team, no NBA team, no nothing. So it's just all Texas Longhorns.
Yeah. And you're going back for your official visit June 13th.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything new you want to see from Texas, or is it just more kind of getting to know everybody?
Just getting to know everybody and getting my family down there,
Yeah. Now, what family members will go with you on that visit?
Everyone.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now talk about the other schools. You've got 5 schools. Mm-hmm. You made a change there. I think you dropped Alabama out. You added Georgia Tech. So who are those 5 finalists for you right now?
I don't have an order. Like I don't know
right.
any order right now, but them are just my top schools that I'm considering.
So who are those?
Texas, Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Miami, Florida State, Florida.
Okay. Have you been to so Miami, Florida, Florida State? Did you go to all those unofficially this spring as well?
I have.
Okay. So what was, what are some of the things that have stood out so far about the recruiting process to you?
It's just an amazing thing to be a part of. For one, you got to thank God for being in this predicament. Only 1%, can only get this far. It's just an amazing thing.
Yeah. And what is it when you get to these official visits and kind of get closer to your commitment date, what is it you're really looking for? What is going to be the deciding factors here?
Just, how I feel about the coaches, how the coaches feel about me, how my family feel about leaving me at a place where I want to, where they want me to lead to, and the place that's going to develop me more for the next level.
How do you look at successive tight ends? Do you look at offensive scheme? What are some of the things football-wise you're looking at with the schools?
Success at tight ends.
Huh?
Success at tight ends.
Success at tight ends?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that something that helps Texas in your eyes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Okay. What is, when you talk to Emory Winston, what did he say anything specific about his time at Texas, the tight end, playing tight end at Texas?
Not really. We just talking about everything. We really wasn't nothing too much. We were just talking about a lot of stuff.
You've been a national recruit now for well over a year. How tough will this decision be, man, when you get down to it?
I know it's going to be a hard decision, but you gotta pray. You gotta pray that God leads you to make the right decision.
Yeah, yeah. And do you have your commitment date? I think you do, right?
Yes, sir. I commit July 12th.
Is there anything special about that day?
It's not. My family wanted me to go to August 3rd before we go back to school, but then I was like, that's a little too late. So then I was just like, how about we go July 12th? It was like, okay, that's fine.
When you go on unofficial visits, a couple more questions. When you go on unofficial visits, do you ask any questions, or are you more of a guy that sits back and takes it all in?
I'll sit back, take it all in, but my family asks a lot of questions.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think is important to your family through this process?
Making sure they don't, sugarcoat anything. Be straightforward. That's really it.
Yeah. If we turn on the huddle tape of you and we're watching you play, what are your strengths? And what's a couple areas you feel like you need to improve on?
Strength, ball tracking, yards after catch. Weaknesses that I can work on, probably speed, and I can get better at blocking. You can get better at everything.
Everything, yeah.
Speed and blocking is the most.
Okay, you're a big dude now, 6'5", 287. How important do you think strength and conditioning component is in your recruitment? Because obviously you want to keep your weight net, we're at 270, 275
right.
range. Long term?
Right.
How important is the strength and conditioning component?
It's a big factor. It don't have to be very hard, but you don't have to be I don't want it to be, very weak. So I want to go somewhere I can work.
So, all right, I got to ask you this. I don't talk to many tight ends that are 6'5", 280 in this
right.
process. What's your max bench press? Do you know?
305.
Okay. All right, put your hand up to mine on video because this is all right. Have you had your hands measured?
I do, but
10 and 3/4?
I don't remember.
10 and 3/4 sound close?
So. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it sounds close based on what mine is. And then I guess the last thing that I was going to ask you is goals for senior season. Kind of what are your goals here? Brunswick, you're a leader of a program. You're going to be a senior. What are your goals?
My goals for this program is, to get past the second round. Our team has we'll always have a good team, but we always fall short in playoffs. So hopefully we get past the second round. That's what I want to do. I want to go win a state.
All right, that's Heze Kent, one of the top tight ends in the country. Texas, Miami, Florida State, Florida, and Georgia Tech. Thanks, Heze.